I feel like, for example, when it comes to when we have our own kids, it needs to be at the perfect time. There's no time limit, and it feels like sometimes time is running out and time does go quick. But you know what? We need to work at our own pace.
Yeah.
Because
everyone is different.
Everything that belongs to us will simply find us. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Soul Cafe podcast. This is Eden here with my co-host Rakabi.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you today? We're back to the thing. How are you thing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. So today we're just gonna have a discussion about
growing up,
and
feeling old and feeling like time is running out.
Yeah, and just
societal
being in
pressures.
your 20s and just trying to vibe with life, but also the pressures of, like you said, the pressures of society and like the pressures of the expectation
like
of
to be somewhere.
being at a certain point where you don't actually have to be there.
Me and Eden were on our way to buy our good and old Madeleines today.
Yeah, we bought a couple.
If you haven't tried them, they're these cakes you need to. They're amazing.
They're so banging.
Anyway, and she started telling me about how she felt like a little bit.
Yeah, we just bust conversation on the way there and back. We were just talking about how I know I feel sometimes. I feel like, okay, so I'm 20, almost 21, and when you compare yourself to people on social media, for example, which is not something that you should do, by the way, but it happens. You're on social media in today's society, you can't help it sometimes, and you just I find myself sometimes, I guess, comparing
your achievements
to other 20-year-olds or other 21-year-olds, and you just think, oh, I kind of wish should I do more?
But then
I know, and then you mentioned that
you're a daughter of immigrants, G. Like,
exactly.
What you've done is amazing.
Hard work
for what you've got. Like,
exactly.
You weren't made in money. You weren't spoon-fed. You weren't not to say I'm not dismantling all her success like Kylie Jenner's, but she had a higher. Her soul was higher than yours.
Yeah.
And if you had that money, I'm sure with your work ethic, you would have been somewhere far as well.
I'm sure well, not just anyone, but most people who are born with money, I guess,
have it easier.
You have it much easier because anyone can have dreams, right? To create a business.
And that's why it's so impressive when people that haven't got that stuff do things
manage to explode and blow up into this amazing business person who manages to get up there and achieve their dreams.
I'm keeping Eden burping in this, by the way.
That's so embarrassing.
But there's no need.
It's
to
alright.
feel
It's normal.
Accomplished. I think a lot of people expect us to, as like you were saying, have kids by the age of 24, 25, get married.
That's also a very good point. If we think about our parents, they had kids when
they were 18, 17, 18, 19.
So young, bro. That's
at those
right ages now. we're still growing. We're 20, 21.
We're kids ourselves,
dude. We're still growing. We need to sort ourselves out mentally, spiritually, physically, everything before we choose to bring in a child into the world. Because if you think about it, all that unhealed trauma is going to get passed on to your child, whether you like it or not. So no one fully 100% heals, but you're gonna consistently be throwing that trauma onto your child. But it's just gonna happen, you know what I mean? And you just need to heal. And we were just talking about how
our parents, as much as mine, especially I don't know about yours, but I know that they have a lot of work that they haven't done in themselves that has been passed through us.
And now you can see we have to heal that. You know what I mean?
It's extra burden for them, no reason, for the kids and stuff.
But you know what? I just feel like our generation is a lot more we realize more things. We said realizing stuff.
You know how Kylie Jenner said, this is the year of realizing things. That didn't make sense back then, but it does now.
Everyone was making fun of her, but we were literally thinking, Rakabi pointed it out, and I was just wait. She actually had a point. Maybe, obviously her delivery was a bit mad, but technically, what else could you say? Because she's this year is really about realizing.
And it's true though, as much as we made fun of her,
the more you grow, you realize more things. You genuinely do, because you think about one thing and then another thing pops up and another thing. You just think consistent and you're just whoa, all these things, and you need to try and
all these obstacles,
pick them out in your mind, and you're trying to make sense of it all. And I don't know,
I love the human mind, because there's so much, like, it's capable of so much. Have you seen the movie Lucy?
Yes.
I like it. Makes me think of that. Like,
I love that movie.
it's not true. Apparently, it's not true that you only use 10% of your brain. So we really are quite dumb. But imagine if we had the capacity to use everything, like our intuition, our subconscious, to the fullest.
And I actually believe, maybe it's not as depicted in the movie, but I
think we do have those powers.
We do have powers on some kind of level like that.
Yeah.
Because genuinely, I don't think humans
like
are just
sense, like
yeah, like it's something that we can't see, but it's something you can feel. Like like for example, a gut feeling. We
and
get
the
gut
more
feelings.
you heal
You trust
yourself,
your
have you
intuition.
felt like yourself, your intuition getting better, your gut like stuff getting better, like, because you're healing yourself inside out. So there's no like those, because it physically affects you as well. Like the brain pathogens, I think they're called, are like not broken, but they're not. They get damaged when you're in pain, when you're feeling trauma and stuff. So, like that's why people have PTSD and stuff. But when you heal it, it fixes itself, and it's like
it makes sense.
Like and it because you're internally healing yourself, you can feel more things around you.
Everything is regenerating.
You feel more connected. Like
you're literally healing, not just
mentally, but
physically, like you are genuinely inside, like it's healing. Because you know when people say healing, you're healing on a spiritual level, blah blah blah, but when you're healing on a spiritual level, you're healing every aspect of yourself. Literally, when, like, for example, me, and I know for you as well, when you heal yourself through spirituality, or through anything, whatever makes you whatever, like confronting your feelings or blah blah blah, whatever that makes you feel healed or whatever it is, you feel more, I guess. I personally feel closer to my higher self, I guess. So I feel like I can trust my intuition more, and I feel more closer to my higher self, if that makes sense. And it doesn't seem weird. It seems like something that, like, I can talk to myself and trust her, like trust my mind. Like before, I used to always second guess myself,
but now you
in
don't.
Everything. Now I'm like,
because you're shutting down your ego, and you're letting your higher self is the ultimate version of you, basically. That's what I think it is, like. And then that person telling you you're doing good, it's like, right, when you talk to yourself, this is what I was saying like earlier, when you talk to yourself, talk to you like the child version of you. Would you say this crap that you're saying to yourself to that person? What advice would you give to that person? Not yourself, that person that you were as a child, like before the trauma, before all of this. How would you raise that person? That's how you need to nurture yourself now.
Seriously. No, seriously.
We're so like profound sometimes.
Man, we're just
she looks so evil when she laughs. But like, you know what I mean, right?
No, 100%. I completely agree, to be honest. And I feel like, for example, when it comes to when we have our own kids, it needs to be at the perfect time. There's no time limit, and it feels like sometimes time is running out, and time does go quick. But you know what? We need to work at our own pace. Because everyone
is different.
Everything that belongs to us will simply find us. We say this to each other all the time. We need to just trust that.
And see how things are slowly coming to us that do belong to us.
And it's when you let go. Exactly. It's when you let go of a specific want or need. Like you know you want or need something, right? There's something that you desire. You think about it, but then you just decide to let it go for a bit. Don't hang on to it. Like, hold your vision, hold the thing that you want.
You already have it.
Yeah, but don't go crazy over this. Yeah. Don't lose your mind over it.
Because it's like when you manifest. If you think about it, if you're constantly thinking about it, it means you don't have it. So the universe knows you're not ready for it. If you act as if you've got this,
it comes
and
to
let it go, and it's like this.
It's happened, dude. I find it hard to sometimes let things go, because when your want or your need is so strong, you find it hard to let go.
Focus on it.
But once you work on it and let it go, I swear to you, I don't know what it is, but it comes to you. Whether you just realize, wow, like, the universe really thought I'm ready now. Like, I'm ready now, and it's happened so many times. And I know for you as well. Like, it happens. It's just so weird. Guys,
it works in such a the
universe works way. In scary ways, and I think
I manifested like 10k from the universe, and I've got 4.5k, and I still have up until September for the rest of it to come.
Need I say more?
But do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's very quick and
yes.
it's how much trust you have in yourself.
And believing that it will come to you at the right time.
You know, like, even us, like, just the both of us, from last year, this time, to now, the amount of growth, especially you, G, the amount of growth I've seen through
both of us.
Like, look at it now and you're like, wow. Internally and physically, like, it's
both of us.
Beautiful.
I think both of us, bro, like, honestly. I think we've both come
and I think if
long
us two idiots
way.
can do it, I think there's like it's a possibility for
anybody
everyone.
can.
If you're not healing yourself, by the way, you're not just damaging yourself, you're being quite selfish, because you're damaging not only your inner child, your future children, and the people around you.
Completely
like,
agree.
You don't realise the toxic
agree.
things that you do when you're an unhealed person.
And it's not selfish. Don't let anyone tell you that it's selfish.
Yeah, healing.
Because I think that can sometimes feel selfish, not because you are making yourself feel selfish, but other people can put that on you. Other people can make you feel guilty
because they're jealous that they can't do that
for
themselves.
Looking after themselves. Guys, let the whole world talk. You need to focus and heal yourself. There's nothing like it. You need to, because once you do that, when I tell you anything, there's not one soul, I swear, anyone can say anything and you'll just be like,
it's like, just like giving
that's coming out of your hurt, everything that you're saying right now, because you want to be where I am. That's all it is. And I hope that these people all heal, genuinely. Because
you realise when people heal, they become like not a changed person, but things about them,
they just grew.
Yeah, they grew. And when you grow, like, you can see it, like when you've grown and other people haven't.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of relationships fail as well, because the person that you're with isn't growing at not the same pace, but isn't growing at all with how you are, how you're growing. So they're stood still, and that's why a lot of people outgrow relationships, and like especially in women, because they are expected to mature quicker. That's why they drift from their partner and start to notice that they're taking care of that person.
Exactly.
Don't be that person.
No one's babysitter, bro.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
It's not your responsibility anyway to look after anyone else. If you want to look after someone else, spiritually or whatever it is, that's on you. That's a huge responsibility.
Also, just as hi guys, sorry we had a bit of technical difficulties.
No problem though, it's okay.
Like I was saying, PSA, sorry to interrupt you, when you have like something that's weighing you down, it is good to confide in your friends, but just check in on them, make sure they're okay to take your weight as well as their own, because you don't know what someone's going through. And like just be like, hey, I've got some stuff going on, do you have some do you have the emotional capacity to listen to me? Like, I know that's
like, really important though.
Like, just because in case you're like just adding to their weight, you don't know if that person's okay or not, and not everyone's like always ready to talk about everything off spawn.
Someone plays a lot of it. I'm joking.
So do you. Coming for me.
No, but you know what? That's really genuinely important, because I feel like
you're not always always gonna remember, but when you do, like, just you'll get into the habit of it, just being like, hey, it's not even like an awkward thing, like asking someone if they have the capacity for you. It's just you wouldn't, if you had debt, you wouldn't put that on your friends, would you? You'd be like, you wouldn't say, you pay for me, like, I have 5k debt, you didn't pay half. No way. You would ask them if they could help. It's like
exactly,
it's
no one's responsibility, bro. And another thing with that is that I think it's important because wait, I was gonna say something and just flew out my head. No,
it's so profound, you forget. Sorry. Continue.
No, it's so important to check in on people before you, like you said, checking if someone has the emotional capacity to take in, your rant, because there's a lot of really, really empathetic people out there, and they will take in your trauma as well as their own, because they feel bad, and there's nothing wrong with that, except that person is not only
they're consuming your energy. Yeah,
it's a real thing, guys. Genuinely, if you're like an emotional empath, like I know you are, like Nas, our friend, like I know we have so many friends that are like that, and we can take in other people's energy, whether it's negative, most of the time it is negative if they're ranting, for example, and that can weigh down on you because you feel so much that you feel like you're the one dealing in that situation. You want to do whatever you can to help. I know from my point of view, you know, you really think about it as in you place yourself in their shoes. What can I do to help this person?
But you don't. You forget to deal with your own trauma as well.
And yours is just
it's like having meaningless sex. Like I know, when you have meaningless sex, you're sharing energy with someone, and this is true actually.
Dude, the exchange
your brain
is
not made that way. Your brain feels empty. There's a physical empty feeling in you when you do this.
And you feel like it's a
there's nothing wrong with it, but it's bad for you. Like physically and mentally, it's bad for you. 100%. There's nothing like no one. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying like it genuinely does affect you. It's a thing that
people do.
It is a spiritual thing. Like like you know, like it is.
Dude,
what
it is. It's energy. It's important. I think we just need to all be careful with who we exchange or share our energy with, regardless. Because
there's so many regrets. Like even as friendships that I have. That. Not even so many, like a few friendships that I have that I just regret. But like it's true. I'm so content and happy with my friendship circle. I'm so grateful for you and all my other friends. Like
same.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's all good energy, and it's always people that
you don't feel the need for more people. Like you don't.
Like we spent all day together. I do not feel drained. I don't feel tired. I feel like chill.
Neither, bro. Neither. That's what I'm saying. If you have that kind of connection with
and
people,
check in on your friends, G.
That 100%. If you don't speak for a couple of days, check in. Are you
just
good?
Be like,
are you alright? How you been? Doesn't even have to be a long conversation. Just check in.
Even it's important. Just to ask about their toilets, like you're pooping. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. No. It's important, and that can actually make someone's day, whether you know it or not. Like they could be like having a really not so great day, and
just knowing that like their friends thinking about them,
checking on them. Minor. They'll be like, you know what? Like I have a friend that actually cares about me, even if it's the most minor question I'll ask. Like it's enough, you know what I mean? It's enough, and I think that's just golden, honestly.
So I guess the message is grow, heal yourself
before you decide to heal others. I guess there's nothing wrong with that.
Have kids without healing yourself. You're gonna raise traumatized kids.
Trust me, guys. The next generation, we need to make sure that generation of kids. Our kids, if we even get to have kids,
that's for another video. I'm gonna cry.
I really do hope that
we do get that opportunity and that we can change,
so we can help those kids grow. And I hope we get to raise them to help to grow and help the earth. For goodness sake, like with the way things are going with our generation,
restore her former glory. It's not even us, G.
It's not.
Another rant.
We ain't finna talk about that.
Another rant. Check our TikTok if you want to see our stuff about that.
Yes, please, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and
have a
comment down below, and let us know what you wanna hear next week.
Bye.
All right, bye, lads. See you later. Lovely.